You only live once. If you do it right, once is enough. Namaskar, welcome to PT Pointers, and in this video, we will cover major headlines of The Hindu, Indian Express, and Press Information Bureau. So, without wasting any time, let's start today's discussion. And our first headline is related to maritime security, and it is in the news because recently Prime Minister of India discussed maritime security with Saudi Prince. Now, what is maritime security? So, friends, it covers security and defense, including cyber security, critical infrastructure, environmental protection, fishing, trade and shipping, energy, transport and tourism, etc. And friends, Government of India has taken a number of measures to strengthen coastal, offshore and maritime security. For example, Indian naval ships and aircraft are regularly deployed on mission-based deployments in the Indian Ocean region to enhance maritime security, and it also undertakes surveillance to enhance maritime domain awareness and address contingencies that may arise. These are in consonance with the government's vision of security and growth for all in the region, which is also known as Sagar. Our next headline is related to Kudankulam nuclear power plant, and it is in the news because recently India and Russia signed agreements for future units of the Kudankulam nuclear power plant. Now let's learn some more facts related to Kudankulam nuclear plant. So friends, it is being built in Tamil Nadu with technical assistance of Russia, and its construction began in March 2002, and it is expected to start operating at full capacity in 2027. Our next headline is related to Section 498A of the Indian Penal Code, and it is in the news because recently Supreme Court held that one discordant instance of bad behavior could not be classified as harassment or cruelty for dowry under Section 498A of the Indian Penal Code. And do you know, friends, Section 498A of the Indian Penal Code deals with the criminal offense of cruelty by husband or relative of husband towards a married woman. Our next headline is related to renewable energy investments, and it is in the news because recently Power Ministry estimated that India will witness more than 83% increase in investments in renewable energy projects in 2024, and this is in line with India's ambitious target of having 500 gigawatt of renewable energy by 2030. And do you know, friends, India has committed a net zero emission target by 2070. Now recently it has been found that new non-invasive formaldehyde sensor can detect adulterated fish at room temperature. Now, what is formaldehyde? So, friends, it is a colorless, pungent gas that is used in variety of industrial processes, including as a preservative in some foods in some countries. However, use of formaldehyde in food is illegal in many countries as it is a known carcinogen. Now, recently, scientists have traced that day-night ionospheric density varied regardless of 24 hours of sunlight in summer and complete darkness in winter in Antarctica. And do you know, friends, ionosphere is a part of Earth's upper atmosphere, which is partially ionized, extending from 100 to 1000 km. An ionosphere at polar regions is highly dynamic and acts as a major energy sink for space weather events. Our next headline is related to Tansen Samaroh, which is celebrated every year in the month of December in Gwalior district of Madhya Pradesh. It is a 5-day music extravaganza. Now recently, Reserve Bank of India released a draft licensing framework for authorized persons under Foreign Exchange Management Act 1999. And do you know, friends, Foreign Exchange Management Act 1999 was enacted to replace the Foreign Exchange Regulation Act 1973, and under this act, government has established Directorate of Enforcement with the director and other officers, and this act is aimed to consolidate and amend the law relating to foreign exchange with objective of facilitating external trade and payments for promoting the orderly development and maintenance of foreign exchange market in India. And this act extends to whole of India and also applies to all branches, offices and agencies outside India owned or controlled by a person resident in India. So with this, let's conclude our today's discussion. Thanks for listening, and for regular updates, you can follow us on various social media platforms.